When we were babysitting my newborn niece, my 6-year-old daughter was changing her diaper. Mom, look at this. I rushed over and when I saw it I lost my words. My husband moved our daughter to another room and dialed 911 with trembling hands. In a quiet residential neighborhood on the outskirts of Hartford, Connecticut, stood Tom and Megan's warm home. On a weekend morning, the fragrant aroma of freshly baked pancakes drifted from the kitchen, and at the dining table, 6-year-old Sophia was earnestly talking about today's plans while carefully drizzling syrup with her small hands. "Mommy, can I see baby Lily today?" Sophia's big brown eyes sparkled with hope. Lily was the daughter of Megan's sister Jennifer, born just 2 months ago, and Sophia's first cousin. Megan worked from home as a freelance web designer. She tied her shoulder-length chestnut hair loosely back and smiled as she sat next to Sophia. "We don't have any special plans today, but I think Aunt Jennifer is probably busy." "What do babies do every day?" Sophia asked with a voice full of curiosity. "They cry, drink milk, sleep, and then get their diapers changed again." Her husband Tom joined the conversation with a coffee cup in hand. He was a physical education teacher at the local high school and always seemed relaxed on weekend mornings. "Sophia, you were just like that when you were a baby. But now look at you, such a chatty and energetic little girl." Sophia puffed out her chest proudly. "I can take care of babies. Mommy taught me. I can change diapers and give them bottles too." Megan felt warm inside, realizing how much her daughter had grown. Sophia had been born with a gentle heart and loved taking care of small animals and younger children. Even at kindergarten, she was known as the child who would rush to comfort anyone who was crying. Just then, Megan's cell phone on the kitchen counter rang. Jennifer's name appeared on the screen. "Good morning, Jenny," Megan answered cheerfully. From the other end of the line came Jennifer's slightly tired voice. "Megan, good morning. I have a little favor to ask. If it's okay with you, could you watch Lily this afternoon? I managed to get an appointment at the hair salon. I haven't had any time for myself in 2 months." Megan turned around and caught Tom's eye. Her husband shrugged and smiled, showing his agreement. Sophia had been listening to her mother's phone call and her eyes lit up when she heard, "Baby Lily." "Of course. What time are you planning to come?" "I'll come around 1 o'clock and pick her up around 4. "Thank you so much, Megan. David is on call at the hospital again today, and taking care of her alone is getting a bit overwhelming." Jennifer's husband David was a pediatrician at the General Hospital and always seemed busy. Since they married 2 years ago, Jennifer had been supporting the household as a stay-at-home mom, but lately she had been exhausted from caring for the newborn. "It's no problem at all. We're looking forward to it," Megan replied in a reassuring tone. "Sophia has been wanting to see Lily too, so the timing is perfect." After hanging up, Sophia jumped up from her chair in delight. "Yay, baby Lily is coming. I'll help." Tom gently patted his daughter's head. "Sophia, babies are very small and delicate, so you have to handle them gently, but I'm sure you'll be a wonderful big sister." Megan began preparing for the afternoon, feeling the warm family atmosphere. Jennifer seemed a bit tired from parenting stress lately, and Megan wanted to give her some time to refresh, even if just for a few hours. Most of all, she was looking forward to seeing Sophia take care of Lily. At exactly 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Jennifer's car pulled into the Wilson family's driveway. Megan and Sophia were waiting at the front door, with Sophia jumping up and down, unable to contain her excitement. When Jennifer got out of the car, Megan noticed a change in her sister. Her previously bright smile had faded, and there were faint dark circles under her eyes. Jennifer had been a career woman working at a bank before marriage, but now wore the expression of an exhausted new mother. "Jenny." Megan hugged her sister. "You must be tired. How have you been lately?" "To be honest, every day just flies by. Lily is adorable, but with the nighttime feedings, I've been sleep-deprived," Jennifer said with a forced smile as she carefully lifted the baby carrier from the back seat. "David is so busy at hospital that he can't help much." Sophia stood on her tiptoes to peek into the baby carrier. Wow, baby Lily is so tiny. Wrapped in a pink blanket, Lily was sleeping quietly with her long eyelashes closed. She had brought her tiny fist close to her cheek, looking like a perfect little angel. "Look quietly, Sophia," Megan gently told her daughter as she took the baby carrier from her sister. "Babies are sensitive to sounds." Moving to the living room, Jennifer placed a large diaper bag on the sofa and began explaining its contents. "I've prepared 3 bottles of formula in the refrigerator. When you warm them, use the microwave for about 30 seconds. The diapers are size 1, and there are plenty of baby wipes." Tom emerged from the kitchen and offered Jennifer some coffee. "Why don't you rest a little before going to the salon? There's no need to rush." "Thank you, Tom," Jennifer smiled gratefully. "But I have an appointment. Besides, if I stay too long, Lily might start crying for me." Sophia sat right next to the baby carrier, watching over Lily like a little guardian. "Mommy, I'll keep watching her. I'll tell you if she cries." Megan was impressed by her daughter's sense of responsibility. "Sophia, you really are so kind. But taking care of babies requires adults to handle certain things, so call us right away if anything happens." Jennifer continued her final instructions. "If Lily cries, first check her diaper, then see if she's hungry. I last fed her around noon, so she might need milk around 2:30. Don't worry," Megan said reassuringly. "I have experience, and I'll call you immediately if anything happens. Just relax and enjoy some time for yourself after so long." Jennifer looked relieved and gently kissed Lily's forehead. "Mommy is going out for a little while, but I'll be back soon. Be a good girl with Megan and Sophia." After seeing Jennifer off at the front door, the Wilson family returned to the living room. Lily was still sleeping peacefully, and her adorable sleeping face captivated the entire family. "Daddy, why are babies so small?" Sophia asked with innocent curiosity. Tom sat next to his daughter and explained gently. "Babies have just been born, so they're still very small. You were about as small as baby Lily when you were first born too. But you grew bigger every day by drinking milk, sleeping a lot, and receiving lots of love." "I was really that small?" Sophia looked incredulous. Megan pulled out a photo album and showed Sophia pictures from when she was a baby. "Look, this is when Sophia was just born. Daddy and Mommy were so happy just looking at you." Sophia gazed intently at her baby photos and compared them to Lily. "I was as cute as baby Lily." Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Lily gave a little yawn and woke up. At first, she looked around curiously, but when she realized she was in an unfamiliar environment, she began to let out small cries. "Oh, she's awake!" Sophia excitedly stood up. "Can I hold her? Let me pick her up first." Megan carefully lifted Lily from the baby carrier. "Hello, baby Lily. It's Aunt Megan. Do you remember me?" Lily stopped crying and stared intently at Megan's face. With that mysterious expression typical of newborns, she seemed to be trying to understand this new environment. "Let's check her diaper," Megan said with an experienced mother's intuition. "Sophia, can you lay out the changing mat?" Sophia eagerly took the necessary items from the diaper bag. "Mommy, I'll help. I practiced with my doll, so I know how to do it." Megan smiled at her daughter's enthusiasm while teaching Sophia the steps. "First, prepare a new diaper, then get the baby wipes. Babies can move suddenly, so always keep one hand on the baby." Tom watched warmly while taking pictures. "Sophia, you really are a wonderful big sister. Baby Lily seems comfortable with you here." After the diaper change was finished, Lily had a calm expression again. Megan warmed the milk and taught Sophia how to feed her. "Support the baby's head firmly and gently bring the bottle to her mouth," Megan demonstrated while explaining. Sophia watched with a serious expression, occasionally saying gently, "You're drinking so well, baby Lily." Around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the whole family sat on the sofa, enjoying a happy time centered around Lily. Sophia sang songs, Tom made funny faces trying to make Lily laugh, and Megan gazed lovingly at Lily. "When this little one grows up, she'll surely become best friends with Sophia," Megan said imaginatively. "The two of them will have so many adventures together. I'm going to teach baby Lily lots of things," Sophia declared with sparkling eyes. "How to walk, how to talk, how to draw pictures." Tom patted his daughter's head and said, "Sophia, baby Lily is so lucky to have such a kind big sister like you." A peaceful and warm atmosphere filled the living room, as if time had stopped. The soft afternoon sunlight streamed through the windows, bathing the family's happy moment in golden light. Around 3:30 in the afternoon, the family's quiet time in the living room was interrupted by Lily's small crying. At first it was a modest sound, but it gradually grew louder, clearly expressing some need. "Oh, baby Lily is crying." Sophia quickly stood up and approached the baby carrier. "I wonder what's wrong." Megan picked up Lily and gently rocked her while checking the situation. "She just had milk, so it's probably her diaper." Lily's crying didn't stop. In fact, it became more intense. "Mommy, let me check the diaper," Sophia said with the confidence typical of a 6-year-old. "I learned how earlier, so I can do it now." Tom was drinking coffee in the kitchen, watching his wife and daughter's interaction with a warm smile. "Sophia, but let's do it together with Mommy just to be safe." Megan appreciated her daughter's enthusiasm while also feeling that caution was necessary. "That's right, Sophia, let's do it together. But babies are more delicate than you might think, so we need to handle them gently." They spread the changing mat on the sofa, and Megan laid Lily down. Sophia arranged the necessary tools with a serious expression, preparing everything like a little nurse. "First, I unfasten the tape on the old diaper, right?" Sophia recited the steps from memory. "Then I clean with baby wipes and put on a new diaper." "That's exactly right, Sophia," Megan said, impressed by her daughter's memory as she reached for the diaper tape. However, the moment she opened the diaper, Megan's expression froze. Instead of the usual yellow stool, she saw an obviously abnormal colored liquid. There was pale blood mixed with urine and some unexplainable discharge. "Mommy, look at this!" Sophia's voice was a mix of excitement and confusion. "Something strange. Is that blood?" Megan was speechless and observed more closely. The next moment, her blood ran cold. On the inside of Lily's thigh, there was a bruise that looked like it had been made by an adult's finger. A small purple mark remained, as if someone had gripped her forcefully. "This is..." Megan's voice trembled. Her maternal instincts and the limited medical knowledge she had learned in nursing school were sounding alarms. Sophia noticed her mother's distress and looked worried. "Mommy, what's wrong? Is baby Lily okay?" Just then, Tom entered the living room with his coffee cup. "What's wrong?" "Lily is still crying." His words cut off the moment he saw his wife's expression. "Tom," Megan's voice shook, and tears welled up in her eyes. "Look at this, right now." Tom quickly approached the sofa and looked at what Megan was pointing to. As a physical education teacher and father, he had basic knowledge about signs of abuse. In that instant, the color drained from his face. "This is unmistakable," Tom muttered in a low voice. "Someone did this to this child?" "Daddy, Mommy, what's happening?" Sophia was confused by her parents' strange atmosphere. "Is baby Lily hurt?" Tom quickly took his daughter's hand and said in a gentle but firm voice, "Sophia, you notice something very important. Right now, we need to help baby Lily, so could you stay in the other room for a little while? But I want to help too." Sophia's voice became tearful. "Sophia, this is something adults need to handle," Tom said as he picked up his daughter and headed to the next room. "You watch TV. We'll be right back." Alone, Megan took out her smartphone with trembling hands and took photos as evidence. She judged it necessary both as a medical record and legal evidence. Tears streamed down her cheeks, but she had to take the necessary action. Lily continued crying, and now her cries sounded like pleas of pain. Megan carefully put on a new diaper and lifted the baby as gently as possible. "It's okay, Lily," she whispered through her tears. "You're safe now. Auntie will protect you." When Tom returned to the living room, his expression was stern and determined. "Megan, I'm calling 911 immediately. This is clearly abuse. But Jennifer is. David is a doctor. Surely he wouldn't." Megan was trying to face a reality she didn't want to believe. "Because he's a doctor, he might know how to avoid leaving marks," Tom said in a calm but angry voice, and this time, he couldn't hide it completely. Tom took out his cell phone with shaking hands and dialed 911. As the phone rang, he took a deep breath. "911, what's your emergency?" The operator's calm voice could be heard. "Possible child abuse." Tom's voice trembled but was clear. "A 2-month-old baby has obvious signs of abuse. We need medical teams and police immediately. Please give me your address." "I'm dispatching an ambulance and police officers." Tom gave the address and explained the details. After hanging up, he sat next to Megan and embraced her with both arms. "I can't believe it," Megan whispered through her tears. "Did Jennifer know? Or..." "There's no point in speculating now," Tom comforted his wife. "What's important is that Sophia noticed. If she hadn't been here, this child's suffering might have continued much longer." From the next room, Sophia's worried voice could be heard. "Mommy, Daddy, is baby Lily okay?" Megan took a deep breath and steadied her voice to answer. "She's okay, Sophia. The doctor will come soon to examine baby Lily." The sound of sirens began to be heard in the distance. Megan held Lily close to her chest. When the ambulance arrived, the Wilson family's quiet residential street was transformed. Red lights illuminated the house windows, and neighbors peered out worriedly. Paramedics and police officers rushed into the front entrance, and the living room was filled with tense atmosphere. "Ma'am, could you please explain the situation?" Senior Officer O'Brien, an older female police officer, asked Megan in a gentle but professional tone. Megan wiped away her tears and explained the discovery in detail. "My daughter was helping with the diaper change and noticed something abnormal. There was blood mixed with urine and bruising on the inside of her thigh." Michael Chen, the leader of the emergency medical team, carefully examined Lily. His expression gradually became more serious as he drew on his 20 years of experience. "This is clearly damage from external factors. Immediate detailed examination at the hospital is necessary." "Did you take photographs?" Officer O'Brien asked. "Yes." Megan offered her smartphone with trembling hands. "I thought I should preserve it as evidence." The police officer confirmed the photos and made eye contact with her colleague. "I'll contact Child Protective Services. Please give me the contact information for this baby's parents." Tom provided the contact information for his brother-in-law David's workplace, St. Mary's General Hospital, and Jennifer's cell phone number. "My sister should be at the beauty salon. Her husband is a pediatrician and was supposed to be on call today." In the ambulance, paramedic Chen measured Lily's vital signs while explaining to Megan, Your daughter's observation skills were remarkable. If this condition had continued, this child's life could have been at risk. Sophia was taken to her grandmother's house, and Megan and Tom accompanied the ambulance to the hospital. Upon arrival at the hospital, detailed examinations by specialists began in the pediatric emergency treatment room. Dr. Sarah Wilson explained in a heavy tone, "Unfortunately, these are unmistakably signs of abuse. There's also internal damage, suggesting ongoing abuse." Megan collapsed into a chair, and Tom punched the wall with his fist. "How could we not have noticed?" he blamed himself. "When the abuser has medical knowledge, discovery is extremely difficult," Dr. Wilson said consolingly. "Thanks to your discovery today, this child has been saved." Around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Jennifer rushed into the hospital. Despite her newly styled hair, her face was pale. "Lily, my baby." Jennifer tried to enter the treatment room but was stopped by Officer O'Brien. "You're Jennifer Harrison, aren't you? We'd like to speak with you about something." The officer's voice was stern. "What about? What happened to Lily?" Jennifer's voice trembled, but there was something theatrical about it. Megan felt uncomfortable with her sister's attitude. "Jenny, do you really not know? Lily had signs of abuse." "That's impossible." Jennifer shook her head violently. "David is a gentle person. As a doctor, he would never hurt a baby." However, her voice trembled slightly, and she tended to look down. Officer O'Brien, with her experienced eye, sensed that Jennifer was hiding something. Around 6 o'clock in the afternoon, David arrived at the hospital. At 34, he had refined features, and his white coat gave an authoritative impression. "This is a misunderstanding," David claimed in a calm tone. "As a pediatrician, I'm in a position to protect children's health and safety. Being suspected of such things is insulting." "Then how do you explain these injuries?" Dr. Wilson asked from a medical standpoint. David looked at the test results and used medical terminology to argue back. "Newborns have thin skin and can bruise easily from minor irritation. This could have occurred during routine care." However, at that moment, a police officer's report arrived with a recording of Sophia's voice from the corner of the treatment room. Officer O'Brien played the recording. "When I went to baby Lily's house before, the baby was crying. Uncle said, 'That's annoying,' and held her really tightly. It was when Mommy wasn't looking, so I was scared and couldn't say anything." Sophia's pure testimony echoed through the treatment room. Jennifer's face went pale, and finally she broke down in tears. "I'm sorry," Jennifer began to confess the truth in a trembling voice. "I knew, but I didn't know what to do." David's expression twisted for a moment, but he immediately tried to regain his composure. "Jennifer, what are you saying? You're confused from postpartum depression?" "No." Jennifer looked up at her husband and screamed. "You were violent with me too, telling me to be the perfect doctor's wife, whenever I did anything you didn't like." She rolled up her sleeves and showed old bruises on her arms. "Since Lily was born, you changed. Every time she cried at night, you got angry, and when I tried to stop you, you hit me too." Officer O'Brien immediately took action. "David Harrison, you're under arrest on suspicion of child abuse." David protested to the end, using his medical authority as a shield, but the evidence was overwhelming. As handcuffs were placed on him, he glared coldly at Jennifer. "You've destroyed a perfect family." David's words revealed the true nature he had been hiding. In the hospital corridor, Megan embraced Jennifer. "Why didn't you talk to us about this?" "I thought I had to be the perfect family, with a doctor husband," Jennifer answered through her tears. Especially recently, David's demands escalated. But who would doubt the word of a pediatrician? A child protective services worker arrived, and Lily and Jennifer were to be temporarily moved to a protective facility. "We'll support you." Tom squeezed Jennifer's hand. "You don't have to bear this alone anymore." Late that night, when the couple returned to the Wilson home, they felt anew the gravity of the day's events. Sophia's pure observation skills and courage had saved a small life and revealed hidden truth. "What should we tell Sophia?" Megan murmured in an exhausted voice. "The truth, within the range she can understand," Tom answered. Her courage saved baby Lily. A week later, a peaceful atmosphere had returned to the Wilson family's living room, but this time, it was a new family form that included Jennifer and Lily. "Why did I stay silent for so long?" Jennifer sat on the sofa, holding Lily while blaming herself. The bruises had faded with treatment, but the emotional wounds were still deep. Megan sat next to her sister and gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "You were a victim, Jenny. You don't need to blame yourself. David abused his position as a doctor to mentally corner you." Sophia sat on the floor, gently holding Lily's tiny hand. "Baby Lily, you won't have scary experiences anymore. I'll always protect you." Tom stood by the window, looking at the garden and said, "Sophia, without your courage, this situation wouldn't have been discovered. You're a real hero." "I didn't do anything special," Sophia shook her head. I just told Mommy because baby Lily seemed to be in pain. Megan was moved by her daughter's purity. That's the most important thing, Sophia. When you see someone in trouble, tell an adult. What you did was perfect. Family counselor Dr. Emily Reynolds visited the Wilson home twice a week. Jennifer, recovery takes time, but now you have a strong support system. Let's take it step by step without rushing. 6 months later, on an autumn afternoon, a small celebration was held in the Wilson family's yard. Lily was now 8 months old and could crawl around. Sophia eagerly played with Lily, taking care of her like a little mother. "Come here, baby Lily." Sophia clapped her hands and called out. Lily laughed happily and crawled toward her big sister. Jennifer had moved to a nearby apartment but visited Megan's house almost daily. "Megan, if it weren't for you all, I don't know what would have happened to us. We're family, so it's natural," Megan smiled. "Besides, having Sophia be Lily's big sister makes us happy too." Tom was preparing a barbecue in the yard, feeling the growth of his family. "Sophia, thanks to you, we learned the true meaning of family, that love and trust are more important than blood relations." David had his medical license revoked and received a 5-year prison sentence for child abuse. In prison, he was despised by other inmates as the doctor who hurt children and often spent time in solitary confinement. In sessions with the prison counselor, he was beginning to confront the abuse he had suffered in his own childhood, but Jennifer had firmly decided never to forgive him. At dinner time, the family conversation around the dining table was filled with hope. Lily sat in her high chair, happily eating the baby food that Sophia had made. "Next month, baby Lily will have her first birthday," Jennifer said, gazing at her daughter. "I'm so grateful she's grown up so healthy. Let's have a big birthday party," Megan suggested. "Sophia will plan it for us, won't you?" "Yes." Sophia's eyes sparkled. Pink decorations, a flower cake, and then, Tom listened to his family's laughter and thought about how his 6-year-old daughter's pure heart and courage had transformed hidden darkness into light. True family wasn't about pretending to be perfect, but about accepting each other's weaknesses and overcoming difficulties together. Outside the window, the autumn sunset warmly illuminated the family, and a new story of hope was quietly beginning. A family bound by true bonds that transcended blood relations would continue walking forward in love and trust.